right, and we're back. Something I never thought I would ever say again. I have a sport bike coming into my garage. Believe it or not, it's an Aprilia. So, needs a little bit of work on it. So let me go grab it, ride it in real quick, and we'll show you what we're adding here. Adding to the collection. So, just bear with me. I'm just going to coast it in. So, all right, here we go. Woohoo! There it is. Look at that. Pretty nice, huh? My grandson likes sport bikes, so we got him a sport bike. So, like I said, it's an Aprilia. It'll be his first motorcycle at 3 years old. Let me put it here in some light. You guys can check it out. Look at that. It's pretty dang fancy, huh? Pretty nice, if you ask me. I think he's going to love it here. There you go. Zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in a little more. There you go. Look at that. I don't know what model it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, it says a 900, so an Aprilia 900, I'm guessing. So, it's pretty fancy, but, you know, it's got a bad battery in it. So, I was doing a little bit of research here, and what I found was that the batteries in these things can be quite expensive. Let me get a better angle here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So the batteries, the stock battery in these is almost as much as a real motorcycle. So we're going to do a conversion. And with the conversion, it's going to end up having a lot more power from what I understand. So I'm going to have to be careful with him. Make sure he wears his helmets. Here you can see it's dead. Nothing on the dash. Hit the forward pedal, nothing. Backward, nothing. So yeah, the battery's shot. So let me start taking it apart. First thing we got to do, just like any motorcycle, we got to pull the seat off. Okay. Come on. Single screw, and then pull up, pop. There you go. There's the seat. There's the battery. Let me put the seat in a safe place. Now, so here's your positive and your negative. So this is your hold down strap. Let's take this off next. All right, let's get this. One hold down strap. We may not need that going back together. I don't know. We'll find out. Next order of business, we got to get the battery out. Okay, that's just going to slide. All right, so we're going to unplug the positive, unplug the negative, and let's carefully pull this up. All right, very good. So there's a stock battery. All right. They list for about $70 from what I understand. So, and we're obviously not going to pay that kind of money for something that has very poor reviews to begin with. So, what I want to do now is, let me shift you over this way. I'm going to take the battery out of the bracket. Let's see. So it only has 2 screws holding the battery in. Very interesting. Come on. Get this out. There we go. Okay. So that's the battery caddy, and there it is. And what do we got? Standby use 13.5 volts at 1.35 amps. Cycle use 14.4 to 15 volts, less than 1.35 amps. So that's it right there. And again, it's junk. So what we're going to do is, let me get this over here real quick. I think this should do the trick. We're going to do the RYOBI conversion trick. Okay? All right. So, and I believe it should fit right down in here. Yep, very good. So we're going to convert it to a RYOBI 18 volt, but the 3 amp one, which is right around 14.5 volts on a full charge. So we'll see what we got here. So first thing I'm going to have to do is I got to strip those ends down. Let me get out a couple of plug ends. That ain't going to cut it. All right, where are we at? That ain't going to cut it. I don't think it's in that kit. What I need is a couple of plug ends. What we got here? That's what I need. Nope, that ain't gonna cut it. All right, bear with me a second, people. Okay, yeah, that should be the correct one. I believe that's the correct, because it should. Yep, that's the correct ones. Okay, so we need 2 of the yellow. All right, it's what I'm going to put on because it's, you see, it's for the bigger, fatter cables. So make sure you guys can still see. I'm down here working, so I'm going to come up closer to you. We'll work right here, but let me get stuff to work with. All right, let's see. Is this going to work? That's my crimpers. Let me get out a stripper. Don't mind me, my allergies are acting up bad again. It's that time of year again, coming into fall. Leaves are already starting to change here. I think we're in for a bad winter this year. All right, let's see. So what I'm trying to do is get this, because this cable is very thick. So I'm trying to get this cut. Come on. Doesn't want to go. There we go. That's one. They got the end soldered, which is nice too, but again, it makes for a little bit tough to get the sheath off over the end. And cut that a little more. Come on. Yeah, we're cutting through there. Just got to get this to strip off. Come on, baby. Take a 5-minute job and turn it into a 40-minute job. There we go. Okay. So now we got that stripped. Now, we're going to put the ends on. Going to have to cut these back, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to cut that back just a smidge. This is where I want it to be. I want it to be right through the end. Exactly. So what it is, you can see it. You should be able to see it coming out there. So it's going to be right there. And that should do the trick for where we want it. All right. Now, let me get my crimpers here. Okay. I mean, this is not rocket science, you guys. Anybody who works with vehicles, anything electrical should know this. So, and we're going to just go right down in here and crimp the hell out of it. Okay. See what we got. Okay, there's one. Now we'll get this other side. Same thing. We're going to cut the end of the wire off to trim it right. So we'll do the same thing here. And what's nice about these kits that I bought, okay, go right to the end there. Okay. What's nice about these kits that I bought is they have a 40 amp fuse in them too. So, all right, same thing. I'm gonna crimp this down tight. Okay. Very good. And ain't pulling off. That's that. Now, we got to put the 40 amp fuse. Again, I will link all this stuff for you guys so you can see what you need. Where the heck did the fuses go? There they are. Because the kit comes with fuses. It comes with these splicer things where you just push it in and lock it down. So, but I'm not using those, obviously. But it's a nice kit. So again, so now we'll pop the 40 amp fuse in. There we go. Put the waterproof boot on like that. Okay. And you guys should be able to see, all right. Right down in here is our wires. There's our red and the black. So obviously you're going to put red to red, and then you're going to put black to black. Okay, like so. Very good. That locks in. So there's the mount for the battery. And I ended up getting, again, on Amazon. These are the 3 amp 18 volt. Okay. So, yeah, let's insert that. It should fit down. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So that fits down in nice, and I think this caddy will go back on. Let's see. Will it? Not that it needs to be on, but it won't screw in because there's nothing to screw into. But just to keep it in place, I'll just set it in. So I want to take the screws out. I don't want the screws to stay in there. My luck, he'll lose one in the alley. And let's see. Come on. I mean, all right, there we go. Yeah, my luck, he'll lose one in the alley. I'll run it over with my bike and then have real problems. All right, now set this in place. That's good for that. I'm going to put these screws. I have a hardware drawer in there. Now, let's see what we got. All right, put this key. Ah, there we go. Nice. Very good. He's going to be a happy camper. All right. So he put the switch in forward, and let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, backwards. Yep, all right, that's working. That's off.
Whose Boots by Eileen Spinelli. I had a pair of boots last spring.
Okay.
Unit 13, taking a picture.
Wow.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Unit 13, taking a picture.
So there's a USB on board, and there's a micro quarter plug on board. Got a working headlight, got a working tail light. So that's pretty neat, actually. I think he's going to be super happy with that. So I don't think I'll put the battery strap. I'll just leave this sitting in. So that works well. Let's put the seat back on. So again, it's got tabs like a real motorcycle goes up under. Slap her down there. Let's get the screw. And we'll put this back together. This thing's ready to go, other than he needs to wash it. I ain't washing it for him. He's 3 years old. He's old enough to wash it himself. He watches me wash mine all the time, always wants to help. He can wash his own motorcycle. As far as I'm concerned, nobody washes mine except for, well, the bikini girls I used to let do it at Harley. I don't let them do it anymore. So, but there you go. That's pretty fancy if you ask me. And we're looking at what? 13 minutes and 15-second conversion. It's complete. So it's got an actual key. So, and that's it. So he's got himself a motorcycle ready to rock. The blinkers, whoever put it together, put them backwards. So I don't know how that comes apart. I have to see if I can figure it out to straighten them out for it. But right now I'm not too worried about it. All right, so there you go. I will link the stuff in the description. The RYOBI batteries that I bought and the RYOBI adapters. So this way you guys will know exactly what I used to do the job. And again, it doesn't take that long on this particular model. Now other things that you might want to convert, they might or might not work that way. You know, it may be a little rougher. You may actually have to mount the RYOBI holder somewhere outside it if it doesn't have room under the seat. Because I know there's quads they make other ride-on scooters, motorcycles, so, but that's how to do it on the Aprilia. So, I have a sport bike in my garage again. Who'd have thought it? All right. As always, people, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all, anybody that likes all my videos. And again, ask a question if you have a question, if I haven't answered everything for you. And we'll see you in the next video.